Hey, tarot fans. Welcome to Timeless Tarot. I'm Cindy, and this is your weekly What's Up pick a card reading. So what I'm going to do is pull 3 charms from my little bag of tricks here. And what I'd like you to do is just figure out which charm you are most drawn to. That will designate your group, either groups 1, 2, or 3. What I'm going to do then is read for each group a 9-card spread. That will be your immediate past, the energies that you're dealing with currently, as in right now, and also your incoming energies. We'll take a look at those. Also, this is, before I forget, this is a general reading. So please don't try to make it fit. If it doesn't fit, just put it down and maybe look at some of my other videos. Maybe you'll find yourself there or something of interest to you. This is a new channel, so if you could like, share, and subscribe, that helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it, truly. And if you'd like to see me to continue to do this, and this is the kind of content you want, that helps keep the channel going. And also share it with somebody if you know somebody who also would benefit from this sort of content. All right, so 3 charms. And again, remember there's timestamps below. There we go. What do we got here? So, okay, group 1. Put this the right way up. You get a little wooden rune here. My dog is photobombing in the background. That's Pixie on the couch. So group 1, if this charm speaks to you, you will be in group 1. Charm number 2, pretty straightforward here. It's a little love charm. It actually says love. Are you going to be in focus there at some point? Maybe if I pull me back. I don't know. Anyway, it's a little gold charm that actually reads love. It's very, very shiny. So if this charm is appealing to you, you are in group 2. In group 3, we get a feather. All right. Makes me think of flight and freedom. So if this is the charm that is appealing to you right now, then you are in group 3. All right. So let's see. Group 1, I'm going to go ahead and get started with you, and you get our little wooden moon card there. Moon card in tarot is associated with mystery and the subconscious and secrets. Sometimes if it's reversed, it'll be secrets revealed. So let's see what we got for you. 3 cards for your past energies that are still affecting you. Sometimes it'll be quite distant past, but it might have been something that resurfaced. Other than that, it will be something that has happened recently, like say the last 6 weeks. 3 cards for your current energies, how you're feeling about things today and going into this week. And then 3 cards for your future trajectory, the future energies lining up, waiting to come in, or starting even maybe to affect you in the present, that you can look forward to dealing with if you don't change trajectory. It's always your choice, by the way. Anything can be changed at any time. I'm just taking a snapshot of where you've been, where you are, and where you might be headed as of right now. So let's see. Group 1, our little wooden moon. 3 cards for your past. You get the 9 of Cups in reverse, flanked by the 9 of Wands in the upright. Ooh, and the Sun in the upright. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay, and in your current energies, you have the 5 of Pentacles in the upright. That's the center of the spread. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 8 of Wands in the upright. Pardon me, that 8 of Pentacles is in the upright, not reversed. I wonder why I said that reversed. Okay, come back to that. And your incoming energies, you have the Tower in reverse, the 6 of Swords upright, and you finish off the spread with the Knight of Wands in the upright. The overall energy for the reading is the World. Okay, so something's closing out or trying to level up. I think it's trying to level up more than closing out. And the unconscious energies that you may not, oh, I may have spoke too soon on that. The unconscious energies that you may not be aware of that are influencing this entire energy spread is death. Okay. Death and the world. Conscious energy is the world we're trying to level up, trying to complete something, and subconscious energy is death. They're both in the upright, so they're functioning to their best and highest. If you've followed the channel at all, you probably heard me speak of energies working in terms of polarity. My personal perspective is that all manifestations go through a process. It's the tree of life. It can be used to describe the process, among other things, but go through a process of manifestation, and part of that, the very beginning stage of that process is where you pull your manifestation energy from. So reverse cards, I tend to read them, not always, but I tend to read them as an influence, especially in the beginnings and endings of things, because a beginning is also an ending always, and an ending is also a beginning always. So I tend to read that as an energy pull, whether it's from abundance, the abundance side, the order side of things, the creative side, the constructive side of things, of source energy, or scarcity, which is the dissolution, also fear-based energy, and destruction energy. Necessary, but not always the best for us as human beings going through this thing we called life. We don't always enjoy that scarcity energy, but it is very, very useful. So looking at death being underneath and the world being your conscious energy, that speaks very, very strongly to an ending that you may or may not be aware of. And I think that might be because you're focused so much on the completion part. So it doesn't feel like a bad ending. In fact, it feels like an ending that you're looking forward to very much, like a graduation type feeling. But that being said, given that the death card is still in your subconscious, there may be some niggles there, some unintended consequences, or some unattended things that are going to be left behind that may pop up. But so far, it looks to me like you're strongly pulling from that abundance side, this manifestation closing out and the new one coming in. They look like they're pulling from that abundance polarity at this time. So it looks like everything's functioning. Okay, energies of your past that would influence this. You have the 9 of Cups in the reverse, and that speaks of having received. In this case, did you receive it? Have you already got it, or did you just give up? I think you got what you wanted, being that the 9 of Cups in the reverse here. See, he had his happiness, he got everything he wanted, but it might not be fulfilling. Being that it's flanked by the 9 of Wands, this is somebody who is fought and won a battle. Those 8 wands behind him, those were his wands. He stood his ground, protected them. And I think he won, but it didn't give him the sense, or give you the sense of personal satisfaction that you were looking for. That being said, the waxing energy in that past 3-card spread is the Sun. So the general arc is good, but I think in your past there's been something that you really, really fought long and hard for, but you're ready to move on for it because something else has really turned your head, and I think it's an upgrade. Okay, so your past energy looks like you are on a good arc to start moving towards an upgrade. And And then going into your current energies, the very next card, incoming card, is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So that's you going to work. And I think you are going to work a little bit with your blinders on. You're focused on that upgrade, like, oh, okay, I worked really hard. I have confidence in myself. I can do this. What I have on my plate right now is what I asked for, is good, but now I think maybe I can take on a little bit more. And here's my opportunity, a rebirth feeling. I'm gonna go hit that hard and do the work to make that happen. But again, there's the sense, and it is in the middle of the spread, going back to the death card in your subconscious energies that are influencing you, but you may not be aware of them, is this Five of Pentacles. So I think that in order to move toward this sun that you are diligently working toward, absolutely, man on a mission, there's going to have to be some loss, sacrifice. You may end up having to leave someone or something behind. And there's a bit of hesitation, fear, contemplation, because I think it's just dawning on you. I think, yeah, it's literally, you're right now in the moment of, yep, I'm going to go do that. But, oh, yeah, I can't take this, or this can't come with me, or this is going to change in a way that I didn't immediately recognize was going to be a consequence of this new venture. Is it a new venture or is it renewed? I think it's a new venture. I can't really tell. Yeah, I think it's a new venture. Maybe not, maybe something that you kind of had in the periphery. I don't know that it's like it's not so much of a surprise as it is an opportunity that you want to seize upon. And finishing off your current energies, we have the Eight of Wands. That's incoming inspiration, incoming news, incoming movement, and it's swift. Okay, going into your future energies, that if you don't change your trajectory, it's actually reinforcing the story. We have the Six of Swords. That is moving on mentally from what might have been choppy waters into calmer waters, but it's moving on purposefully. And actually, I have you moving on with your heart space, moving on with a possible physical 3D pentacle loss of some sort, not sure what. But you're mentally and emotionally, and I think physically, resource wise, determined to move forward. And we do also have in your future incoming energies, the Tower in reverse and the Knight of Wands finishing it up. This Tower in reverse is interesting because it's another card that backs up this this story this timeline that we're on here, because the Tower in the upright can be quite a shock. It is quite a shock. Always didn't see that coming, and it just completely tilted my orbit, and now I'm somewhere else. That's the Tower. But the Tower in the reverse is more of a controlled demolition. If you think of the Tower upright as being a wrecking ball that comes out of nowhere and knocks your building over, the Tower in reverse would be you strategically placing, what is that? C plastics? I can't remember the name of it. Somebody can maybe put that in the comments below, but little controlled bombs. You know the building's coming down, but you're doing it in orderly fashion. You're finishing up on the Knight of Wands in the upright, and that's charging ahead. I would caution here. I mean, you're definitely working hard to do this, to make this change, because I do think it's going to have 3D physical world consequences, and I do think those consequences are going to affect someone else. So this could be this is movement away from one established construct that contains more than just yourself. I kind of feel like it's work. It could be a personal it could be personal friendship or something like that, but I kind of get a feeling that it's work. Moving away from that one established construct into something new, something more exciting, something that really does light you up. And you are trying to go about it in a controlled way. But then you do end on that Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is youthful charge, energy that sometimes can be a little bit, not reckless exactly, but doesn't always think everything through. You're hot to trot for something. And I don't think it's a relationship as much as I think it's a work opportunity. And you're definitely going to take it. And I think you're trying to be a responsible adult for sure in this, but there is going to be some fallout. And I definitely see you taking it. Let's just get a card of advice. One card. What did I get? King of Swords in the reverse. Okay. As advice, the King of Swords in the reverse speaks strongly of high standards, integrity, truthfulness. Don't be a bully. I think whoever I'm talking to here, and it could be quite specific, is a hardworking, driven person that gets things done, sees the opportunity, goes for it. But don't the advice would be don't cut too deep on your 5 of Pentacle situation here, which are the actual 3D resources in your life, whether those be people, whether those be finances, whether those be where you live. Don't be too ruthless. You don't want to be too ruthless. And I think you're trying. I think that's what you're already doing. But there's as advice, you're certainly gonna have the opportunity to appear ruthless to that other party, whether or not you agree. They might feel it a bit that way. So as always, do your best to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and everything usually works out, if not for the best, certainly better. All right, group 2, love. So I'm expecting a love reading from you here, a golden heart. So perhaps it's wise love. Let's get 3 cards on the table for you in your recent past. 3 cards for the energies you're dealing with right now in your current present energies, and 3 cards for your upcoming energies for group 2. Let's see. Group 2, what's coming at you? I switched decks entirely between the groups so that you guys all get a fresh deck and everything's pre-shuffled. Just in case we get the same card. Sometimes the same exact card comes out and I'm like, that's like 156 plus reversals, so 312 opportunities here. So when the same card comes out, I always find that a little bit freaky, to tell you the truth, especially if it's a couple of the same cards. But anyway, 3 cards for your past. We have the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Another 6, the 6 of Wands in the upright, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. Nope, Page of Wands in the upright. Sorry, just fixing my shirt here. Sorry about that. And the Page of Wands in the upright. Those are your past energies that might still be affecting you. Your current energies, you have the High Priestess. Okay, good. So your intuition's on point in the upright. The Page of Cups in the upright, and the Fool in the reverse. Future energies, incoming energies, you have the Hierophant in the upright, flanked by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Swords in the reverse, finishing out the deck. Overall energy, Queen of Wands in the reverse for the reading, and the underlying energy that you, subconscious energy that is surrounding you that you may not be aware of. We have the Five of Wands. Okay, I don't know whether that's competition. I get the feeling it's competition right now. Especially that Queen of Wands in reverse might be feeling a bit challenged, a little bit of self-doubt. But I don't think it's too serious at the moment. All right. Okay, so past energies, we have that Six of Swords in the reverse. This is something that you have moved away from, or were distancing yourself from, at least intellectually, that I think you're taking another look at. And in particular, what you're taking another look at is a past victory of some sort. I don't know exactly what happened, but in your recent past, and it might be actually further out in your past, the actual event, but in your recent past, you're doing a mental review of it. You're looking at a past victory. You might be at that stage of life where you kind of look at all the things that you've done, and although you're actually, for sure, I'm getting that. You're looking at all the things that you've done, all the accomplishments. You set out to do this, you did it. You didn't set out to do this, but it did happen, and it turned. And you made, what do they say, chicken soup out of chicken poop. Yeah, all the little victories that you had, big and small, that you had thought you had moved away from, but it looks like you're doing an inventory almost of your past, especially with that Page of Wands, because after completing your inventory and looking at your past victories, we have curiosity here and enthusiasm. But it isn't curiosity and enthusiasm for the past, it's curiosity and enthusiasm for where you are right now. You may be one of those people that has come through a tough time. I don't see it. That would the real tough time energy is in the past, but having come through a tough time, the reading I'm getting off of this is really okay. And so where do I go from here? The world is my oyster. Where do I go from here? That's actually really cool. Really, really cool. And with the love charm, open heart. I don't see the open heart actually. See an opening, but I don't see a big wide open heart here. But I kind of feel like that's going to be part of your next path. Cool. Okay. In your current energies, you got the High Priestess functioning upright, right in the center of the deck. So your intuition is on point. I would absolutely trust your intuition this week. If something feels right, do it. If something doesn't feel right, don't. And it is flanked by the Page of Cups, a surprise. A pleasing surprise. You can see this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Now, it is a stage card, so it doesn't speak of the completion of anything. It doesn't actually even speak of the formation of anything. It's more of the energy that precedes the formation, but it is very much a feel-good energy and a surprise. Cups being the emotions, blue being healing. You can see the waters in the past. This is a young person dealing with their emotional maturity isn't complete yet, but it is growing. And you can see he's looking into his little cup here, and out pops a fish. So keep yourself open. The advice on this card is always stay open, because you never know. The universe will often give you something even better than what you expect. Don't be super attached to the outcome. The journey is more important than the outcome on many different levels. So it looks like you have a positive opportunity brewing. Your intuition is on point. That being said, the Fool There's a bit of fear there. The Fool energy that you have waxing in the present. So it's the newest energy in the present, growing energy in the present. Being in the reverse speaks of a little fear. I don't think it's recklessness, actually. I don't. I often read the Fool in reverse as a reckless energy, but in this case, I think it's, and coupled with that Queen of Wands, I think it's just a natural hesitation before you take the leap, because you are an experienced, you've been in the fray, you fought a few battles and won, and you have taken time to go back and take a look at it in your past energies, got curious about something new, new emotional opportunities. You might be feeling a spring in your life, surprising spring. I don't know how old you are, but you don't have to be particularly old to feel that feeling of refreshed. So there's this big feeling of refreshed here, and a solid understanding, at least inside of yourself, that you want to move forward. And I don't see the opportunity in the 3D yet. I don't think it's arrived yet. And there is, and because of that, that's what the Fool in reverse is for you. Not recklessness, it's uncertainty. And that's what the Queen of Wands is in the reverse, not self-doubt, again, uncertainty. And the uncertainty is there because you have the feeling of moving, you are internally adjusting, internally recalibrating. Your subconscious is recalibrating to this new life that you're about to step into. And in the liminal space between your past existence and your future existence, there is that center piece of uncertainty that we all go through. Okay, future energies incoming. We have the Hierophant in the upright. That's awesome. I like that. As in this sort of situation, this Hierophant coming in, sometimes he can be outside controls, external limitations, your church, your school, whatever social group you belong to. This is how we do things. But I think, and for sometimes that can be restrictive. Limitations can feel restricted, but I think in this case, your incoming energy of these limitations is actually going to give you a feeling of comfort and a construct. So the Knight of Pentacles in reverse on your incoming energies leading up to that Hierophant, I'm gonna take that as really good energies because there's a pause. In the 3D, again, I was saying that you can't really see it yet. It's because of this guy here. There's a pause because that incoming sense of safety, that incoming sense of the rules of, I'm gonna be embarking on a new game. What are the rules? I don't know. Oh no, this guy's going to come in, give you that sense of your place in this new reality. And until that happens, remember, we're talking about your future energies, you're going to be a little bit stuck. And that might be a sense of frustration coming in. Up until right now, you're feeling good, positive. I'm going to go do this. I'm excited about it. I'm curious about it. And then sort of shit gets real a little bit, and you go, oh, wait a second, how am I gonna do this? It's funny because this is love, but I really don't see another person on this table. This is you and you. So it's about self-love, I think. Yeah, it's all about the self-love, right? At the end of the day, you can only love someone as much as you love yourself. So I don't know what your personal status is, but I think this is a big week for you to love on yourself. And that being said, you finish off the week with the 9 of Swords in reverse. So all of that mental anxiety and angst that I was talking about earlier with our Fool hesitating on the new adventure, and our Queen of Wands feeling a little bit of self-doubt. It looks to me like in the short term, if you stay on this course, that's going to work itself out. You're going to get some clarity there. And I think you'll get some clarity, some recalibration, and I think you'll be stronger for it. So I don't know what your project is. I don't think it involves anyone else. I think this is you and you. And it looks to me like you're definitely heading in a new and exciting direction. So yay. Yay for group 2. Group 3. You are in group 3 if you chose the feather. All right. Group 3. What do I got for you? All right. We'll get a couple of shuffles here. We'll do 3 cards for your past, 3 cards for your current energies, and 3 cards for your upcoming energies. And then I'll pull a, oh, that was a mess. Then I'll pull a card for the overall energies and the subconscious energies. All right. All right. In your past, group 3, you get the devil in reverse. Lucy's in reverse. Flanked by the 2 of Cups in the upright and the 6 of Swords again in the reverse. Okay, in your current energies, you have the 5 of Cups in the reverse, the 4 of Swords, all right, that makes sense, in the upright, and the Queen of Cups in the upright. That's good. Look like you're opening up. And in the incoming energies, we have the 6 of Wands in the upright, Death in the reverse, and the Knight of Swords in the upright. Overall energy for the deck, Knight of Wands in the reverse. That's the energy you're aware of. And underneath, we have the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay? So that's the energy of hanging on. And I see we also have the Death card in your future in the reverse. So you might be holding on to something here. Okay. So, yeah, and that feather, freedom. Okay. Freedom. The feather, I'm just got a really strong hit that feather is about freedom. Okay. It's not a, and it doesn't feel like you're taking it doesn't give me the feeling like I'm taking a trip, I'm planning a trip right now and I'm super excited about it. And this feather is not giving me that feeling. It's more of an escape feeling than a anticipatory feeling. And I think I can see why here with the devil in reverse. That's an old pattern, a repeating pattern, an old way of doing things that has become intolerable, possibly toxic. And it's right next to our lovely 2 of Cups that everybody likes to see. This is the card of connection, and it's the initial first connection. I show you my cup, you show me your cup. It looks like in the past, there's 2 energies on this table, and there was a connection of some sort, however you define it. Is it love? There's love there. Yeah, it's a personal connection of some sort. I don't think it is. I don't think it was. It doesn't look like a soul connection, but it does look like it affected your heart space. Okay, so there's a connection of some sort, a relationship of sort that it didn't work. There was some toxicity of some sort. Somebody felt constrained. Somebody felt, and that doesn't mean anybody did anything wrong. Like everybody can be functioning perfectly and still one of the 2 parties can feel a bit constrained, or both. So there was a feeling of toxicity here that it looks to me like you have let go of at some point. So this guy was upright and functioning in the upright. It's the devil. It sucks. It's an uncomfortable pattern that you can free yourself from, but you got it in the reverse, so that's good. The pattern was recognized, at the very least recognized, and then you had the Six of Swords. So intellectually, because it's here in the reverse, intellectually, this tells me you moved on, made an intellectual decision to move on from that devil, from that toxicity, or that limiting situation. But did you did you move on? Intellectually, you moved on, but you also haven't quite made it out the door. Not fully, not 100%. Because going back to the center of the deck, you got the Five of Cups in the reverse. That speaks of regret, sorrow. You can see here that the Three of Cups, meaning support, are all turned over. The Two of Cups are still standing. So this relationship may not be completely kaput. It might be, and I think it is more of, it's still ongoing, and you're working through some stuff. You may be working through toxicity rather than actually, you may have had a break of some sort to deal with some repeating patterns that one or both of you are repeating in relationships. You may have broken free intellectually, but circled back. It looks like there's been a rest period, a healing period has gone on. One or the two of you have actually done some thinking about it, done some healing about it. But there is still a sense of regret and sorrow, but it is regret and sorrow that's being overcome. And your incoming energies, current and for the week, current energies on the waxing side, so growing, is the Queen of Cups here. So that's a heart space that is opening up. Okay. It's actually a pretty quick. You're definitely taking a look at an old relationship. Yep. And your problems were to do with personal freedom. Yep. And your heart is opening up. You've done some thinking, maybe learned a few things about yourself and or the other person. The overall energy for the reading, being that Knight of Cups in the reverse, tells me that you may be going back and forth, right? Like your drive to deal with it, running hot and cold, which makes sense, right? It looks like there's been a break that was necessary, and some healing and dealing with a lot of emotions. But when you're dealing with your logic and your heart and old patterns that might have been in place for a very long time, I think it's only natural to run a little hot and cold here. But the subconscious energy underneath it of the Four of Pentacles in the upright here, subconsciously at least, you're not ready to let go, not completely, not yet. So incoming energies, should you not change course, we have the Six of Wands in the upright. That's a feeling of victory, a feeling of winning. But it's flanked by Death in the reverse, again, stagnant. I don't think you fixed the problem. And the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords in the upright. That's intellectual conflict in this case. I don't think this relationship is over. I think it's had a rough patch that you both have rested on. You're opening up and feeling pretty good about it. The incoming energies are going to feel good, but you actually haven't dealt with the problem. And the problem has to do with personal freedom. So you might have come to some sort of agreement, might have been a makeup moment that's making you feel really good, but you still got to go back and deal with that problem. Sorry. This guy here, this little six of wands, who's feeling really good about himself, is about to get hit by this. The conversation to actually solve the problem This guy here is coming, but not this week. Maybe next week. Who knows? But you're definitely going to be having it. All right. That's what I got for you. I hope this helped. And please like, share, and subscribe. Cheers. See you next time.